Okay, so from advanced planning elsewhere, down this path that you've forced. I mean, we've already did tree trimming ceremony. We prepared national holiday for this side of the whatever. Missed the boat completely. It was supposed to be free form, FREEFORM. But here's what happened. Free form somehow like upset for the you realize that this is the one that was built and delivered for there's no saying you're sorry, because the other party, if they cross them, just won't be alive. You will not be able to find them anywhere. Not here, not there. Neither. So now let's see. So that's how we let the bow tie. Well, let's say there's the salt shakers, SALTSHAKERS, which, whatever one, this is quackers. All right. And then we had, let's think about this. Then at some point, because of the kids to the south making their way up from the Caribbean, I don't know, we said, all right, in the time, let's put it this way, in the time of Belgians in the Congo, pulling down some gigantic trees to try to whittle out of wood an airplane as like a fraternal guys thing of let's see if it's buoyant enough and if we can get it to lift. Give ourselves a project to keep our hands busy, and so everybody knows we're not up to no good, that we're actually we're listening. Great. So those Belgians in the Congo, the only problem is, right, the ones on the other side, if they weren't at the whittling wood classes, they just took the free pass into the Congo and then was messing up Kruger's game farm, because those are the untrustworthy kids that keep starting a fight between some rabbi on $1, some country I never heard of. It's near a country I love called Azerbaijani. Right, it's got a stone tower in a circular format. There's some red-headed shield maiden that has some love story like Osiris and Isis elsewhere. Oh my gosh, to be in the 1500s again and have the world play out the way it should have, instead of this modern Biziatica of Scuchadora, of the mad I'd like to fucking kill yesterday and not let it return ever again. For quiet, dark anger elsewhere. And what the hell's going on? Right, so here we are, and we were trying to just stay in English, since Elizabeth was easy to spot in an English file, to keep the bow tie and the necktie section of, right, okay, so I got whatever I got, it's a neckwear. NECKWARE. Great, it's a neckwear. Right. I don't want to start salt and pepper shaker issues. Those are already being handled separately elsewhere and has nothing to do with neckwear. We segregated out each of the concerns by the color of your skin, the hemisphere from which you came, and the culture for which you were comfortable before you got here. Because in God department, we interview you centuries before you make it to the field. So this way we protect ourselves from you breaking shit. Now I'm here, and that became some kind of a fucking challenge to the criminals in the lower network of Pepper. Because pepper has a couple of different colors. When you grind a peppercorn, GRINDPEPPERCORN, when you grind it, it comes out. It's got flakes that are different colors. You know what else? Red hot pepper that you get in the pizzeria in New York, that's got a couple different colors. There's like a beige, a red, a dark red, light red. I don't know. I don't use it, but whatever. So we were trying to keep that out of my family issues because I had I'm a leapfrog, LEAPFROG. I have, and I come with Pennants already, PENNANCE, done. I come with the Pennants already given planetary ultimatum, and ultimate planetarium reason states, reason requires by penance, private penance no less, and that's it. It's for marriage. I was trying to avoid the situation with the fucking Otto kid, the Jason Romer kid, the Peter kid, all in their succession, since I'm a leapfrog. They have succession problems with world outside of neckwears. Separate issues, though, one pertaining in the neckwear department to my fucking marriage and freeform, since we already did penance, and we're never going to say I'm sorry. We just expect it to be done properly the first time, so I don't have to ask and follow up with you if you fucking did it or not. Kind of a requirement when you leave me as the only navel orange on a table for 42 fucking years thinking you could run shit. And then here's the thing, as a freeform, then you want shit. We call that, when you write your own penance in the world, you're putting leashes on God, essentially putting leashes on every single other person unbeknownst to them. We kind of don't tolerate that thing in God department, at least we didn't before you in the leash department decided that, like, you're holier than thou status and nobody knows. No, somebody knows. Somebody just has to call attention to it, but somebody knows. Right, so here's me calling attention to, like, pull every fucking scabber off of the chart. They're on the eastern seaboard of the Atlantic of the United States, where Pearl was born, the one, the only. It's a very different culture than it is in the far eastern whatever, that the men walked out of the pumpkin-looking house between this pallet up here, right? The extension went up on the house, and then some men walked out of it. Very not congruent with anything that came from the south, or that came by I don't know what. So now they live, we're gonna say, for just shits and giggles, over the water, back on the other side, like Elizabeth's problem. So now the women up and down the east coast of the Atlantic, from like Canada all the way down to the panhandle of Florida. If I have any U.S. dockside managers, DOCKSIDEMANAGERS, would you please be kind enough in a male service uniform to round the girls up, since your mother, for instance, said you couldn't hit girls. I tend to differ depending on the situation, but whatever. If you'd care to go round up all of the women listed themselves ever in dockside that doesn't have a male penance attached to them from my hand, or Eric or Benjamin's hand, that is my fraternal. See, I have an internal fraternal order. It's he and I. That's it. We both look the same, or along the same genetic lines. We start out looking like Johannes Vermeer in the painting. And then we've got a slightly different look for the Maritzas and the other J of the world. not the ugly Otto kid. From Levittown. We'll keep it that way. All right, so now, and if you messed yourself up between the two sides of the fucking, if you're in Europe and your grandpa's name's Otto, you don't count, because we're talking strictly one family of a certain breed of ugly, and don't get yourselves confused with the linguistics. This is like Elizabeth's English on the Eastern Seaboard. I don't do dockside women managers, especially at U.S. Coast Guard and management systems that I need working in a fine-tuned order. And since I was kicked out of the allowance to have a teacher's dormitory, I don't know, they have usually like the teachers have their own separate residence, but on the campus with the rest of the cadets, do they not? At like Citadel, Citrus level? Right, so we were given the one housing permission that was not going to interfere with any of the other kids attending. So he and I could, like, before New York school started, I could be whisked away to somewhere important with him and just grow up right, like everybody else, and make nice with everybody and rule things the correct way with counsel from, like, how did we get here? What are we doing? That kind of thing. Right, rather than, I don't know, offensively tackled and blitzed as a girl, no less, not even following your own fucking rules, and then just left here on a fucking table for 42 years, inside appeal, so I can't hear, see, or fix anything myself. And then you leave it there, so then this way the fucking ugly New York kids have a chance of, like, I don't know, picking me up and then playing catch with Monkey in the fucking middle. And then expecting me to write them new pennants to save them. No, on their fucking life and not on yours.